Welcome back to another episode of Banger or Bummer, where I critique your photos and tell you whether or not the photo is a banger or a bummer. Today's submission is from Trey Cook Photo from TikTok and Instagram. It's spelled just like that. It's a really interesting choice to put the ice blocking something that we all would like to see, which clearly looks like mountains and a river. However, because you chose to obscure the mountain and the river, it only makes me want to see the mountain and the river more, and this is kind of in the way and looks more like a mess. I think the way that you could really make this photo work a little bit better than it already does is by making it black and white and really focusing on the texture in front of the image by filling the frame with that texture. But I am sorry to say Banger or Bummer is getting its very first bummer. If you want your photos critiqued like this, all you have to do is go to the link in my bio, look for the link that says Banger or Bummer, and upload your photo there with your TikTok and Instagram profile name, and I will eventually get to your photo. I'm only doing this for so long until I decide to stop, so you better get your photos in. Deuces.
Yesterday, David Logowski did a critique of this photo. He had some really good words, and I think he had some very good points. I'm going to edit this photo in the way that I saw his critique. First, we're going to crop it. I think I'm going to go with a 1:1 aspect ratio, otherwise known as the Instagram ratio. Okay, now, where do I want to go now? Let me see. I don't want to show that because it's not really part of the ice, so... And there we go. Next, I'm going to see if I can find a... Actually, first, whenever you're working with filters, you want to duplicate the layer so you don't lose the base picture, just in case you make some kind of mistake. Now, we're first going to start in the adjustments section, and I'm looking for clarity. Is that in here? This is a really interesting picture. I've told the story a couple times on social media, but I suppose I can show it here, or tell it here. I think we're going to have to use a filter instead. There's no adjustments that work. Anyway, this is actually a pretty small lake. You could walk around it given maybe 3 or 4 hours. There it is, clarity. The cliff, or the road behind it was actually pretty steep. My family had to show me where the path was so I didn't break my neck. I'm adjusting the clarity because I want to focus more on the... Sorry, I should be continuing with the story. While we were down there, we were looking at the water. It was a beautiful day, considering how high up we were and what time of year it was. It was just about... It was the first week of November. And while we were there, my brother was picking up ice and throwing them. They shattered across the water, because this water is actually completely frozen. And I got a crazy idea out of absolutely nowhere. I was like, oh my gosh, you should hold the piece of glass up and I'm going to take a picture, or the piece of ice up and I'm going to take a picture through it. And he did. He had to grumble a little bit because the ice was ice cold and he didn't have any gloves. Poor kid. But yeah, I'm really happy with this photo. Now, we adjusted the clarity because I wanted to bring out the surface of the ice more, and it seems to have done the trick. Now, I'm going to... then I activated the black and white adjustment. All adjustments on Affinity Photo have their own mask, by the way. So if there's something you want to change about it, you certainly can. Now I'm actually going to take the blue in this picture. Using the black and white adjustment, you can actually adjust each and every color. You'll see what happens as I do it. I'm going to take the blue, and I'm just going to bring it down. Maybe not that much, because it's actually adjusting the green too. Maybe to there. Maybe I should be focusing on the cyan. There we go. Love that. Bring the blue up a bit. I'm actually going to take the green and I'm going to brighten it. Just a tad. It's always a good idea to fiddle around with all the colors because you don't know what exactly they'll do. Stick with that. Maybe not that high, maybe like that. Now for the red. That's interesting. Like I said, you really have absolutely no idea what these things are gonna do. You can have colors that in the picture that you didn't originally notice. Or because most of these colors produced in the image are combinations of red, green, and blue light, it might edit part of the image that you didn't see that it would. I think we'll stick with this. I wonder what would happen if we did a low pass filter, or is it a high pass? I never remember which is which. Well, when it comes to using filters and you've already got layers like this, you can actually create a new layer by tapping on Merge Visible, and that new layer has all the edits on it. So we're going to duplicate that. Because if we don't, the way the low pass filter works, as I'll show you soon, it will not affect the picture in the same way we would like it to. So we're going to go to Sharpen right here. and we want high pass. It's high pass. It's saying 24 pixels. I don't want that high. 12.7, perfect. Now, if we tap on the little 3 dots, it'll bring us to some more settings. This is how the layer blends in with the other layers. As I scroll through, you'll see it's changing the picture slightly. Or it should be. Let's see what happens when we do lighten. Overlay. Oh, I'm silly. I need to hit the apply button first. Overlay actually does look really cool. You can see every drop of water going down the ice. I'm going to bring up the gamma. Now let's try this a little bit more. What happens when I do vivid light? Wow. I think that's where we're going to keep it. Except, let's try editing this. These two squares right here allow you to edit how the layer affects the image. They're basically like curves, although I usually toggle this section right here, which makes it more of a set line. I think I want it to affect the darker portions less than the lighter portions. So I'm going to go like that. And we'll make it a slightly higher increase like that. How does that look? That looks pretty good. I like that a lot. Let's print it. Let's see. Yep, looks like it's saved. Awesome. And that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed it. If there's any way I can improve, please feel free to let me know. Thanks and have a wonderful day.